thing they want to say in reference to the church, like that. Because I know a lot of times when we have, okay, let's see, a lot of times when we have a meeting like that, I think they're having one coming up, I think it's September. No, not, it's like, what's the right words for it? Huh? Well, yeah, like a congregational meeting. Okay. Yeah, I think they have one due. But what they usually do is just that they take questions like outside in a room or something like that. Instead of just, like you say, you have a question, just bring it up like that. So I just think that, like I said, when we, like during our congregational meeting, I just think that, if you have a question, just bring it forth to the whole congregation and just instead of, going behind, well, having it behind, like in the office somewhere like that. Yes, Karen? Right.
Want me to start over? As I was saying that I work for a lot of elderly people, and they seem to be concerned about Trump and everything he's doing, raising taxes and tariff and stuff like this. And so I keep telling them that Trump is just a man, that we have to keep our eyes on God. He's the only one who can change things, and that we just have to stay prayed up and believe God is in control as he's always been in control.
Exactly right. Agree with you on that wholeheartedly like that.
I wanted to say something about the congregational meeting. I remember when we were at English Street, we had a smaller congregation, and when we did meet, everything was, like laid out, everything, all the financial information. Also, people had an opportunity to ask questions, and they were responded within the meeting itself. But now, and I guess maybe that has changed because we have such a large congregation here now. But it might be good if the leadership could take the questions and possibly present a response, and then maybe hand it out or put it on the website where, and then some of our older members don't have, they don't have email, or they might have internet, but that's something they could do. Summarize the questions and give a response that would be given to the membership through website or email, so that everybody has access to what people are concerned about.
Oh, okay. I agree with you on that. I think one thing they probably won't, I'm pretty sure may not print, it's just that the financial situation of the church like that. I think one time it was put in the bulletin years ago and so forth like that, but I think now they just stopped that years ago like that, in reference to the financial status, things like that of the congregation like that. So, anybody else anything else they'd like to talk about? I have this book right here that's called, I may have said it back then, it's called Where to Find It in the Bible. And it goes back to what I think about Brother J.C. Williams. He and I always talked a great deal. And he said that no matter what the situation may be here in the world, all the answers we can looking for is in the Bible. No matter what the topic may be, we can find everything in the Bible. Okay.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why it's important to rightly divide the word. as I was saying, that's one of the reasons I think why Paul told Timothy to rightly divide the word. Because if you misuse scripture, you can misuse it to your own detriment. And so it's important that we learn how not just to hear the word, but to apply the light of the word to our life circumstance. And only then will we be able to reap the benefits of the word.
Gotcha. Now, just stay right there. And just like I was talking to brother Billy Johnson yesterday, and we was talking about the Lord's Supper, to bring up questions like that, and just what Zach said, reading your Bible, and we see where a different congregation, a different churches, they observe the Lord's Supper, and when they want to, they may observe it annually, quarterly, but they don't hardly do it weekly like we do it. And the same scripture that starts out like for the Lord's Supper, like and upon the first day of the week. But they just put it away they see fit for them. And then we're looking at the Lord offering, it says the same thing upon the first day of the week. So we know that they do the offering every Sunday, every first day of the week at their congregation. But they do not observe the Lord's Supper like that. So like I said, man had just done what man wanted to do. They say, well, this congregation has been doing this for the last 50 years or something like that. And it goes to show you that some of them just don't even look at the Bible. And what man said to them, they just take it from there. Anything else? Oh, yes, Sister.
I was just saying it's good to know the word, because if you don't know it, you will be misled. There's a lot of sermons that you see on YouTube and everything. But if some of them are saying what I'm used to hearing, coming to the Church of Christ, and some of them are not. But I listened to Tony Evans, and he's good about explaining what's going on. And as he is speaking, I can know by studying the word that what he's saying is truth. So we have to put truth to power.
Right.
To understand the word and rightly divide it.
Exactly.
I know, I was just trying, I was going to use that.
Oh.
Well, the Bible says you have to show yourself approved. By reading the Bible, you show yourself approved, and God will hear you and answer you. But you got to get in the Bible and study the Bible for yourself. You can't really go by what man say, because man make up stuff all the time. Or they might not be making it up. They may be just doing what they were taught.
Right.
But you got to read it for yourself.
That's just one.
Oh, no. I'll run it up and back.
When I was down in South Carolina a few years ago, I attended the what's that church? It's on the tip of my tongue. A Sunset Church of Christ, like that. And the one morning during the Sunday morning Bible class, the Bible class teacher said this about the Bible. It was sort of like, it's not a joke, but just what he said. He said that this couple had invited Jesus to their house for dinner. So after dinner, the lady of the house was cleaning up. So she asked her husband, where was the gold knife at? They weren't able to find the gold knife. So 6 months later, Jesus came back to the house and had dinner again. And so the lady asked Jesus, did he see the golden knife, the gold knife like that? He said, yes. What do you think Jesus had done with the knife? Yeah, where he had placed the knife. Well, yeah, he told him that he has seen the knife. So they asked him, well, now I'm going to get it right now. When Jesus came back to eat, had dinner with him, they asked Jesus, did he see the gold knife like that? And he said, yes. So they asked Jesus, where did he see the knife at? Where did he place the knife at? And Jesus said, I placed the knife in the Bible. So that goes to show you in 6 months they didn't open the Bible. Now, it may not have been that particular Bible, but they didn't open the Bible in 6 months like that. So, yeah. So I always like to use think of that like that. Did anybody have anything else they want to bring up?
Y'all know what happened, this week? Well, it was another church that young man was getting ready to enter the church and start to eliminate souls, put it like that. He's going to start shooting. And the bishop happened to be outside in his vehicle in his truck, and he hit the young fellow, and the two securities came out and shot him. And he shot one of the securities in the leg. And I know that probably brought up this Sunday or sometime, well, from now on, but it probably should be this Sunday because of a lot of the security we do around here. A lot of people pay attention to it, and a lot of people don't. And we'll probably get back to doing drills and also doing drills on in case we have a fire. But those two things will probably be implemented more because of the fact people getting, being on security, you can see people still, they listen to rules, but people get back to doing their own rules, which interfere and conflict with us all the time. And to you all, it's nothing, but until something happened, then you look at us, why didn't you, or what happened? Well, it'll be because of a person that was aware of what was going on stopped from being a real disaster. And so what we try to emphasize here, we need to do the same thing. You need to be a participant as well as I'm a participant. See, a lot of people look at security and say, well, I can still la-da-da this. No, you still have to be on your P's and Q's and be watchful eye as well as security. Instead of coming here and dropping everything and la-da-da, sometimes your la-da-da gets in the way. And sometimes your action, because you're doing what you want to do, it conflict with what we're trying to do. See, so we all got to play a role on Sundays when it comes to security, you know. Because some things happen here, too, that I'm not going to say and not going to mention that y'all don't even see because we handle it out there and outside. And so it's a lot of things that go on here. Thank God it hadn't escalated to that point of what happened just this past week. But not saying it won't, because see, you're going to get lackadaisy, and it's going to happen. And not saying because you're on your P's and Q's it won't happen, but it's more aware, and less people or nobody will probably get hurt if everybody's on the same page. So I'm just saying that to let you know that that'll probably be brought up Sunday, but if not, I'm going to bring it up because part of security, and we're going to make sure that we get our drills back together. We practice on our drills, and you all be participants as far as every Sunday of being a watchful eye and being attentive to things that's going on around you, which will make our job easier. Okay?
Thank you, Buster.
Hold on.
What Buster said is absolutely right. One Sunday, I was running a little late, and it was a big black truck with a white man and a white woman in it, and they had come up and just was parked on the lot. And I kept watching them, and so they never got out. So when I came in, I told Bernard and everybody on security that was on the desk that it's somebody out there in the parking lot in a big black truck, and they went out.
Well, we saw them. Yeah, we were checking them out when you came in and told. We were checking them out all the time. But what I'm saying is good to have another eye in case we didn't see it. But that's another thing we have to do for ourselves and with the rest of the security. Just because we have security don't mean you get out your car and if like they say, if you see something, say something. Because that little bit you say, oh, it's nothing, or you pay no attention, can end up escalating to a point that a lot of people get hurt. Okay? Because we have to dress people out there. We don't dress people sitting out there in the cars. We don't want you sitting in your cars. Come in or go home. Simple as that. You sit in your cars, then we got to pay attention to you, and we can't pay attention to everything else going on. Because don't forget, things going out here that you all don't know about, things going on in here that we watch because we see something right. Well, what is that? You hear them talk on the radio. Are you checking out so-and-so? Yeah. Are you looking at this? Yeah. And we position ourselves the whole time y'all in here singing and doing what you're doing. We position it because we see things, but we don't tell you all. So a lot of things going on that you all don't know about because that's our job to handle it. But we still need your participation.
Do you let the congregation know what to be aware of? I mean, how
No,
to...
ma'am. And the reason why, see, letting you know what's going on and everything, see, you're going to start interfering with us. Because now you're trying to get you think you're getting out the way, you in the way. If you sitting here singing and handling your business, good. Now, if you see something in here and you excuse yourself, come say, I need to talk to a security person, then tell that person that. But don't, be sitting up here looking around. No, you come here to enjoy service and to get, to enjoy service and see what's going on in the service. That's not your job unless you want to be a part of security. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Don't overact because then you get in the way. But still, if you see something, just excuse yourself. Don't raise your hand and jump up. Just excuse yourself and go out in the lobby and say, I need to talk to security. And just tell them what you see and what may be bothering you. It could mean a lot. It may be something little. But still, if it's something that's going to be annoying, going to cause a problem, then we're going to come and tell that person, can I see you for a minute, please? And we're going to escort them out here. And then we'll see what's going on with them, him or her. You see what I'm saying? But don't jump up, alarm, or get everyone upset. Because if you get up and you act the wrong way, it causes friction and problem in the whole service. Then it's disrupt the whole service. You don't want that. People come here to hear the gospel, to sing, to fellowship with family and friends. That's the way we want to be. To worship home, away from home. That's what we want. But if you see something, still say something, because it's important.
Because we know throughout this world today, people don't care that has a criminal mind where they're going to commit a crime. I say, even if it's in a church, a funeral home, a wedding, at a birthday party, the store, even your own residence, they're going to commit a crime. And I'm going to tell you this, I was downtown getting locked up in the Gifford County old sheriff office one day like that. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was in handcuffs behind my back like that. And I knew it was 2 more black guys in there. They were handcuffed behind their backs like that. So they had the Gifford County sheriffs in there, Greensboro police officers, and the highway patrol. But you know what those 2 black guys done and did? They tried to fight each other with the handcuffs behind their back, kicking each other. Could you imagine what they would have done if they would have been out in the public somewhere? They would try to kill each other. I mean, they had all the officers in there, and they were still trying to do this and that. So it don't matter where you are or where they are, they see the opportunity to do something, they're going to do it, or try to do it like that. So, like I said, like Buster said earlier, your surroundings, no matter where you are, a school, and well, I'm not telling anybody anything new like that, even in your vehicles like that. So, just be careful like that. So, anybody else have anything else they want to discuss or bring up? I'm sorry. I hear you, Sister Alex. I hear you.
Well, I wasn't clear. Did you say you were locked up?
Yeah, I had committed a crime, and I was down saying before the magistrate, yes. I was. I was saying, yes.
Well, that's in your past, so we won't go there.
Thank God for grace.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, a lot of people, it's like, I see on some of my stories, and they're like, you did all that? Yes, I did. You know, and God had me all the time. I didn't have him. He had me, though. And then I finally got myself together that I now have God, you know, because I tell you, some stuff I've done out there, oh, my goodness. He told me he was locked up. I done been worse than that. And so I know there's a God. I know. Ain't no doubt. You can't change my mind. Do it again.
I just wanted to make a comment that we all have fallen short, you know. None of us are
Exactly right.
perfect, you know. And the main thing is that we turned around, picked ourselves up, and we know that there is a God, you know. And then we will trust and believe in him.
Going once, going twice.
And I agree with you on that, Sister Gold. It's like Jesus said, if you hadn't, well, throw the first stone. So, exactly, yeah. Mhm. So anybody else have anything else they would like to discuss or bring up?
Basically, mine is just about us as a body. Has anybody got any ideas that could be put, I guess, before the leadership, that we can have more fellowship? Because we come in here Sunday, we say how they do, and we gone. And then we don't have anything like, you know, gospel meetings or even just the game nights or stuff like that.
more often than just like a little bit, or is it in small groups? So I was just looking for maybe some ideas.
It needs to be more on a consistent basis that we have fellowship to build up the congregation, to encourage each other, because most people don't know half the people sitting on the pew with you every Sunday. You don't even know their name. I'm very personable. I know most people's names, but that's me. And we haven't had a pictorial directory, look like it, almost 20 years, so all those people are grown and gone and look different.
Right.
So I just think it's important that you know, make yourself presentable and go and greet people and introduce yourself, and then you remember their name, and then when you see them, you would just be surprised at the look on their face that, oh, you remembered my name. Well, that's important. Your name's important as mine is. So it's important that we try to make a concerted effort to build those relationships.
Yeah, I would say in regards to that, some of those questions that you actually need to talk with your leadership about, but then also I would say that your fellowship is no deeper than you want it to be, right? Which means that if you feel like you need to fellowship, you don't need to wait until the church has a special occasion in order to fellowship with your brothers and sisters. You know, it's as simple as introducing yourself and spending time with an individual, you know what I'm saying? And so we have to stop wanting to make the church do things that we can do for ourselves and then blaming the church because it's not happening, right? And so what I'm saying is that, you know, with me, when I got here, you know, I've been involved with this church over 30 years, but this church has grown. And so when I got here, I had to get to know new people. That didn't happen by accident. I intentionally got involved with people's lives that I didn't know, right? And so what I'm saying is if your fellowship circle is not growing, that's on you. If it is growing, that's also on you. That's all.
I'm kind of spin off that. Now, half of you all here know me because I mess with all of you. But that's why I mess with you, to get to know you. That's why I stand out front greeting. It's not a person in here right now I don't say something to, bump against, talk junk to, lean on you, hug on you. I'm not being mean. I'm getting to know you. If somebody say, Brother Noble, everybody at church, oh, you talk about him, the one be doing this? Yeah, that's why I do it. Now you know me. And I'm getting to know you. Because we got 30-something members come up here sometime. When it be crowded, y'all be hot, that's 330 members. And that's not even all of them. And I can say I have a relationship with over half of them. Probably about close to 300. Because it's not nobody here, when y'all see me looking, it's not nobody here that I don't hardly recognize with or connect with and go sit beside like I do y'all and bump up against and stuff. Everybody say, you always pick with somebody. I'm keep on picking with them because I love them. I love you. And I'm glad to see you. That's why I'm picking with you. So when y'all see me cutting up and doing that, I'm not doing it hatefully. And most of y'all already know that. I'm doing it because I'm glad to see you and I love you. Because when I stop, they get on me. What's wrong with you? They've gotten on me several times. What's wrong with Brother No? He walk around, he ain't saying nothing. He leaving the church early, so when the church over, he gone. That's when you know something wrong with you. Yeah. So if I've tried it a couple of times. I said, I told my wife, I ain't gonna say nothing. She said, that's not you. I said, I ain't gonna say nothing. They go over there, what's wrong with your husband? She said, I don't know, go ask him. I said, what's wrong with that? I said, nothing. No, that ain't you. Something wrong with you. So that's the way I am. You know, and that's the way people have taken me for the last 40 years I've been in the church. And that's where I'm going to try to keep being, because if there is something wrong, yeah, come and see about me and pray for me. But, yeah, get to know your church members and sit and just come sitting in your seat like I do on Sunday. You see me, I'm all across here, all across there, hugging and pushing on people. I'm making a relationship. Because some of you get in here, you sit, you don't move. How you gonna know who your brother, sister is over there if you come and just sit? No, walk around, talk. Ask, I've gone to people, I said, who are you? So and so and so. I said, when did you come in the church? You know, and I might know, but I'm just messing with them, you know, and then we'll talk at them so I can open the gate so at some other time I can talk to them. I like the way Brother Austin, he's been doing it for years. You see Brother Austin in the front mess with everybody. He's standing out there, hey, going out of here, Brother Austin right there messing with everybody. Hey, he, and, you know, getting to know who you are. Because when I see you in the street, I'm going to say something to you. Whether it's in a good place or a bad place. Hey, how you doing? Doing all right? Good. Now, like I tell people, I see you in the door. You doing something bad, I ain't going to address you on that. I'm going to speak to you. Because guess who you got to talk to last? Him. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to judge you and I ain't going to mess with you. I'm just going to say, I pray for you. I'm going to keep going. Because I might be in the wrong too, and pray for me. And address me if you want to, that's fine. I ain't going to chop your head off. That means I got to step back and get me right. I'm not going to blame you for getting me right or saying something to me. But I want you to be open book to me like that. You see me out there, brother, no, but I saw you doing so-and-so. Yes, you did. And I can explain it or, you know, but I'm not going to hold against you because of the fact you corrected me. And I love you for that.
And that's how we draw people into.
Yes.
Know we are Christians by our love, by the love that we show one to another. You know, that draws people. Everybody wants to be connected to a loving fellowship. And it's impactful.
Well, be honest with you, that's why a lot of people, if you listen to them, a lot of people come here or come back or say they'll be back. They say because the way you all treat us when we came here, I catch them at the door. A lot of people, I had one gentleman say, man, he said, I enjoyed you. I started coming back and so and so and so. I said, well, thank you. Because he told me that. I said, thank you.
You got one time to make a first impression.
That's it. That's why I cut up with you out there. Because I don't do it in a bad way. I try to address you. Hey, you're looking nice today. And I stopped one young lady one day. I said, hold it. You walk up to the church and you got that sad look on your face. You might well turn around and go home. And she bust out laughing. She said, I needed that. I said, thank you. I said, yeah, come in with a smile. Because she had something on her mind, but she had a real mean look on her face. I'm like, you going to come here like that? I said, you might well turn around and go home. When she started laughing and we started talking, she said, I needed that. And when she left the church, she said, because of you, I'm going to have a good day. I said, no, because you went in there with the right attitude, you know. But I saw her walking up, and she like, something was on her mind. And I just thought I'd joke with it, and it helped out that day. And so that's why I'm saying, you know, your first impression, and when you see new people, ask them who they are. I don't know everybody. There's a bunch of them that still new. They come to me and talk to me and joke with me because that's the way I started with them. And they knew. A bunch of them sit right over here. And a few of them sit right over here. And they joke with me all the time because I started joking with them. And they knew. And I'm glad to see it, you know, that they come in smiling and wanting to come in and talk to someone. And we walk right past them all the time. Walk right past them. Don't say, hey, how you doing? Are you new? Ask them if they knew. Everybody, well, I don't want to embarrass them. You're not embarrassing them. Ask them if they're new and tell them who you are. That make them feel more welcome and more open to the church, too. There you go. Break the ice. Exactly. And also, it's also introducing them to the family, another member of the family, because we're all a family. Mm-hmm. So it's also introducing them, him or her, to you. So let's start doing that and just start come home and just flop in the seat. No, come home, and when they started singing, it's time to sit down. Sit down. If you see someone over there, who's that over there? Why don't you go over there and ask them? Hey, how are you? My name is so and so and so. Are you new? No, or so and so, or whatever. Come back and sit down. That's how you're gonna get to know people here. Because there's a lot of people in here. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people.
I was trying to remember, but there's a quote by Maya Angelou that says, People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
That's true.
That's good. That's good. Anyone else? Okay.
Sister Douglas said no one wants to feel excluded. I would say that, I would encourage you to every Sunday or every time you meet in worship or wherever you meet where you see somebody that you don't know, make it your intention to increase your fellowship. You know what I'm saying? By going up and say, hey, how you doing? I'm such and so. In other words, look for people that you don't know to get to know. And don't always, and we can say we don't have it, but we all have a clique. That's people that's in our circle that we worship with, fellowship every Sunday. I'm asking you to step outside of your clique and get to know somebody that's not necessarily in your circle. You'll be surprised at how they might bless your life. And so that's how you increase your fellowship.
You know what? Just like he's saying, it's like in the men's, we have the men's, what do you call it? That we had all the men's. Well, we can say retreat. I think it called another name. Anyway, it was some people or some men in here that a lot of things that you might be trying or struggling with in life, they was here. And they in our congregation. And because we don't know, because we don't ask or we don't fellowship. Financial, what else, health. It was a lot of, there's a lot of men in here that can help you probably in your situation, but because you don't fellowship, you come here and just sit on a pew. You start opening your mouth. Form a relationship. Start asking questions. Do you know anybody that I can talk to about so and so?
Then you don't get to know people if you don't have time to sit around and talk.
That's true.
That's what I was talking about, fellowship. Fellowship to me is more than 5 minutes.
True. That's why that's why they say come in early and stay late. Come in early and stay late. Ask questions. You don't know if you don't ask. And you don't know who you know. Because there's a lot of people here do a lot of things. Mechanical wise, homes, you name it. It's a whole lot of walks of life here that people do it on a professional level, or they do it for a hobby, or they do it for a job. But if you don't know, if you don't start asking questions, you ain't got to stick your business to everybody, but just say, you know anybody so-and-so, or have you heard, or do you know anybody about the dealing with finances, or I'm having a little problem at home, you know anybody. Word of mouth. This is family. Word of mouth. Word of mouth. Travel. Hope. Yes, you do.
Somebody called me when I was on the way to church. It's like 70-something, and she dealing with her air conditioner went out, and she asked me, did anybody know anybody with a box window air conditioning unit? So I was going to ask that this morning, but anyway, here it is.
It's been a long time ago when we were at Old English Street, and I believe that was Sister Austin's sister who would be on the door, and she would hug you and kiss you and make you feel so welcome. And I mean, she just give you that big old hug, and you just felt special.
I do know somebody for air conditioning.
Y'all think about this. Your gift, my gift, our gift, is not effective without fellowship. And the only way you can get your gift, my gift, to be efficient or to be to where it's going to be able to work, I have to be in fellowship with you. And the reason why is because my gift is for you. That's what Paul is talking about in Ephesians. He said that the gifts that was given to the church was for the uplifting of the church. So then if I don't fellowship, then I can't work my gift. The only way you can work your gift is through fellowship. So that means that you need to be in constant relationship, fellowship with your brothers and sisters. Why? So that you can work your gift out. So that they can work their gift out. So your gift works out on each other. You exchange. It's an exchange. Like we exchanging right now. Because we are all we're working our gift. Your gift has to do with what we're doing right now. The proverbial writer said it this way. He says, iron sharpeneth iron, so as one man sharpeneth another. So when you isolate yourself, when I isolate myself, then I'm making myself dull because I need you to be effective.
I would like to say, when I first came into church, I hardly knew anyone, but how I started getting involved in ministry and going places in small groups and getting to know people that way, because some people just too shy to step out of their comfort zone.
Right.
But you're in a small setting, you feel safer, you feel more comfortable. So I may not hug you or say something in church, but if I see you out by, shopping or I see you in a small group, I feel comfortable with that approach. So it's not that I'm stuck up and don't want to be bothered. It's just that I'm just not in a comfort zone in a big crowd where I don't really know people, So I may not look like I'm friendly, but I am. But I'm just being cautious, maybe too cautious, but that's just the way I am.
Y'all don't believe her. Don't believe her, y'all. She coming up the walk. When I first met her, she come up the walk on Sunday. I look at her a few times. I said, hey. She started coming with a grandson. I jumped dead on her. And ever since then, we've been connecting every Sunday. That's why I see you walking up. If I might say something to you the first couple of times, when I found a chance to dive in, I dive in. I dove in on her, and we've been at it the whole time. I love her. She's a sweet person.
You know my mother too.
Yeah. Who didn't know Mama? Everybody knew Miss Campbell. Sister Campbell.
Another comment, I just wanted to say this. A lot of times we just have to step out on faith, I know I'm kind of quiet and reserved, so to speak, but I'm an okay person. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You're a peaceful and beautiful person. You stand back quiet, but you get out and talk. We've had our conversations and things, and that's why I'm saying, and that's what we were saying. Everybody got their own way of doing things, but just start stepping out. Go up to them, talk to them. I bump up against you just on purpose and say, excuse me, then get to laughing. Just try to get to know your name. Then sometimes I do that. It depends on where I feel you, and I don't try to feel you to figure you out. I try to feel you to see if it's a good time to approach you, because everybody be approached a different way. So it all depends on how I feel about you when I get ready to approach you. Some of you I know is going to be full of laughs and character. Now I might come a different way, but then some of them come another way, much easier, much softer.
I was just going to add this. Many years ago when I came to South English Street, Monty and David's mother, every Sunday she would come back. I would always sit in the back, and she would come from the front. And she was kind of bow-legged, so she couldn't walk that well anyway. But she would always come back there and say something to me, and that's something I never forgot. And it kind of helped me to just remain faithful and steady. And also, Brother Westmoreland's daughter, Mozella, I never will forget when I first came to English Street, the first thing she did was pull out a piece of paper. She put her number on it. She said, if you need anything, call me. So just those two actions, live in my heart, and I just won't ever forget.
came to this congregation in January of 1995. I was single, didn't know a soul. But there were brothers and sisters that reached out to me. I met Annie Craig. She became a second mother to me. Sister Henderson, Sister Graves. You know, they're gone on now, but they still live in my heart. And Sister Cowan as well. And I'll never, ever forget the encouraging words of Sister Pless. She would always say, the Lord will reward you for your faithfulness. And that still resonates in my heart today. You know, you don't forget those people. And Brother Westmoreland and Brother Shaw. Brother Westmoreland and Brother Shaw and Sister Craig were having a conversation.
Yeah.
And they said, if we get to heaven and all three of us are not there, then we in the wrong place.
We talk about a kind word. I noticed a different generation from 30 years ago, but something my mother told me one day that she was out in the yard and a car went by that the lady just lived not too far from her parents at the time like that. And so my mother was close enough to the street where she just spoke to the lady. I don't know forgot what she said, just how you doing or something like that. And so my mother told me that the lady came up to the house later on, said she went in the house and she looked in the mirror. She said, nobody loves me. She said she was about to commit suicide. But she said, that lady across the street just spoke to me, so somebody loves me. So they're just kind words like that. But I said, I know we're in a different generation than that might have been about 25 or 30 years ago, like that.
How long in that?
Yeah, so we got to be careful how we,
back
you know.
in the day.
Yeah.
What you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's hardly no communication. This young generation is something now, and it's you try to tell them, I guess, how we communicated and how we used to run to different neighborhoods, different homes and things. You can't do that now. I mean, it's a whole.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just crazy. It's really sad because of the fact how we used to get together, the centers and different neighborhoods and stuff. You can't do that now.
Right.
You go to different neighborhoods, you don't even know if you're gonna come back or what's gonna happen. You know, we used to get together. We had parties and get-togethers in every park you went to. 30, 40 people in the park having fun or doing something, and now you go to the parks and it's scarce, you know, and it's just hard to get out and gather like we used to back in the day, and that's hard for me. I don't know about anybody else because I stay on him all the time because he's the only child and he gets in that consolidated mode, and I'm trying to tell him. I don't know how to tell him to come out of it because what we used to do, they don't do. I mean, it's so changed now. It's like, God, I wouldn't know what to do with a child if I had to raise them now. I really wouldn't. You know, because they changed like night and day. It's not like us. You about know our track because we almost did the same thing to the park and this, that. Now it's a different track. And what one thing I said, and I'll say it again, the thing that poisoned us, and I was saying it years ago, and I guess that's why I stick with one type of phone, that's the landline. And I just now got a Samsung because I like my flip phone. I'm old school. And the thing about it is everybody picking me. I said, pick all you want. As long as I can call 911 or call somebody for help. You can say what you want. You know, so, but that's me. Now, I got a Samsung now, and I play with that thing and scan it up and all that. I'll throw it against that wall today. I don't care nothing about it. I just need to call you and tell you who I am, see how you doing, or if I need an emergency call, I'm done. I don't have to text. What's text? I'm texting with my mouth right now. Well, I need to do something with my hand and send it to you. Pick up the phone, call me, and tell me what you're talking about. I don't need to text you, but that's what's going on now, you know. And that's our world, that's our society. But we're losing our youth through that. We really are. And now they're on TV, if y'all was watching, they're trying to change that now. They say because all this phone is doing is dumbing them down. And I've been saying it for years, because the things we had to do, the dictionary and all that stuff, they don't do that. Well, it's on the phone. No, go to a book. Go find it like we had to in a book. Exercise your mind. Get off your behind. And let's go do something. They lazy. They getting sicker now. Why? They don't get out and do nothing. Sure. If I don't get him out of the room, he'll go in there, he'll fry in there. He'll fry on that phone. He won't do nothing all day but come out and get something to eat and go back in his room. Right. Then you tell him to do something, lip poked out and bud. It's not just him.
Right.
My son's the same thing. They did the same. Oh, my man. Huh? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying him because that's my grandson, and he can get mad about pointing him out, but it's true. Right. But all of them like that. I'm just glad my children was out and gone before it got like that, because I went crazy in the house. I mean, you know, it's so much you can do, but that phone got them so tied up now. And I kind of hate it because everything is, it's on the phone, but if you actually see it, able to touch it, able to deal with it or work with it, it's much different than on that phone. But they'll tell you right quick, oh, I can get on TikTok or what is it? TikTok or them other thing, they can get on and find out anything. Man, humbug, that's crap, man. But that's what they do. Oh, see, you calling them names. I don't know them because I don't deal with them. I don't either, but I know them. See, I don't deal with them because my wife had to deal a little bit of that stuff. But like I tell her, honey, you do what you do. Okay. And she'll tell everybody, y'all want to get my husband? Leave a message on the home phone. Yeah, I got an answer machine. I sure do. And people say, I called you. I said, no, you didn't. Yes, I did. I said, did you leave a message? I said, no, you didn't call me. I tell you specifically, when I give you my number, it's my home number. It's a landline. Leave a message, your name and your number. If not, you didn't call me. Simple as that. But they don't do it. And I tell them all the time, you didn't call me. Yes, I did. No, you did not. I said, what did I tell you to do? Oh, that's right. Simple. Because to me, the phone is a tracker. That's all it is to me, a tracker. I carried because my wife would say, suppose something happened. That's the only reason why I carried. I walked around for years with no phone. Because to me, it's a tracker. Well, none of your business.
I got you.
If I want you to know, I'll let you know before I leave. But then I might go there and go here and go there. So to me, it's a tracker. It's not that I'm trying to hide anything, but to me, it's a tracker. Even the cops can do the same thing. They can track you with that phone. That's why I let you have it, and I'll go about my business. I don't need it. I just need it for emergency. But what I'm saying is, let's start reaching out to our youth, because we're losing them.
All right, let's do that.
We're losing them to the system of the phone. And I try to get him, and even my kids was here. I kept them in the church doing something, right. doing something. You know, if you're a member of the body and you come to the church, you need to know what to do in the church. And get off them phone, because you watch them on Sundays over there. Sometime over here, they like this. Now, if Rob see them, he'll get them. I like that. Rob will get them. Man, y'all get off that phone. Don't bring them in here. Leave the phone in the car. Right. Your undivided attention should be toward Dr. Glenn up there and Bible study. So, you know, let's I know the baby's going to get in the phone because that's their what we call our peace time. When they come in here and they rowdy, put them on the phone. But when they start getting that teen, they don't need to be on that phone. A lot of them say, well, I'm following him on scripture, but if you people over the shoulder, they follow him and flip him back to something else too. They be playing the game. I don't stop him at the door. You my grandson, what are you looking at? Oh, I was looking. No, you're not. I'm looking over your shoulder. You're flipping back and forth. So, you know, those phones and stuff is really dumbing us down. So let's less as a family. Look at our youth. And if you say something to mom, they say something back and give you a funny look, let me know. You're going to see him get snatched up out of here. And I ain't going to talk to him neither. He can call the cop when I get through. I don't care. But the point about it is, we have to be attentive to our youth, and we have to lead by example. Don't be on your phone doing something, then you want them to do something else. So, that's just my opinion. But I'm sure y'all see it too.
It's on Kibit Drive, and they do like. It's a church on Kibit Drive in High Point, and they do like basketball. I think it's like every Tuesday or Thursday. I know it's one day of the week anyway. They do it like from maybe 6 to like 8. They have pizza, and then they'll let like the boys play basketball. The only thing they ask is they don't have to attend their church. All they ask is, that you don't bring any weapons on the premises. There's no fighting, no cursing. They put on like gospel music, gospel rap music, and let them play basketball, and they feed them. And they have probably every week, probably at least 100 kids out there.
But what about kids who don't play basketball sports? They got something for them?
No, it's just a basketball court. It's just like 2 men in the church do this every week. But the whole point is, if for the kids is not having any kind of activities, or not just activities, that's not being introduced to Christ in any type of way, you got Christian men here that are having conversations with them, like what they got going on, what's going on in school, what's going on in their home life. They talking to them, they get in their head. But if you're not gonna put nothing into them, it's a lot of times we feel like, well, kids should be doing this, they should be doing that. But at the same time, we not either. We dropping the ball too with it. So I just think that that's something that we should consider too.
Well, get the mic.
Well, I can say this about Brother Sanders. He would get up and make sure all new converts would be recognized, and he would stand at the door and say, if you don't stand out here, you can't meet the people. So stay here so you can get to know your congregation, your brothers and your sisters in Christ.
Yeah, a lot of things we got away from, we probably about to get back to. And we got away from a lot of those things because of COVID. Because we used to have them standing right here. We used to have them standing right here where they could meet the brothers and sisters. They would tell the brothers and sisters and meet them on the way out. When COVID came, COVID made a change.
Right.
But that don't mean we can't go back. Who wearing masks now? Just a few. Just a few. Well, they got a music, but what I'm saying is still, even with not that many people, or there's some people wearing a mask and the measles outbreak, still not saying, like she was saying, can't meet your brother, sister, or new converts. Have them come up here so people get to meet and greet with them. See what I'm saying? And if you need to, we got sanitizers out here. We got masks out here. So, but if you come in here, and like Brother Austin got machines out here, and it keeps the air sanitized 24/7. The whole congregation, they see them little black boxes in the corners over there, and he makes sure they're serviced. Those boxes out there, you see them out there in the foyer. They're back here in the fellowship hall. Not the fellowship hall, the fellowship hall. So they're around the facility. And the sanitizer is around, and the hand sanitizer and the mask is around. So, let's try to enhance and help. And what I always tell people, we make excuses because we don't want to do it. See, we make excuses because we don't want to do it. It's just like what she does. I commend her all the time because she gets out there and get it done. And she asks for help and volunteers. And she does a good job, real good job.
You can go on vacation, you can do all this stuff, then there ain't no excuse.
Right.
So if you feel safe enough to do that, you should feel safe enough to work in the house of the Lord.
Exactly. And when she calls, we jump, we run. She does a good job. I appreciate it. Anyone else?
Right that time.
I done went past your time then.
No, you're good, brother.
She told me shut up.
No, we're good. We got time. I hope everybody enjoyed the open forum today. So we'll continue to do this every once in a while like that. At this time, I ask Brother Collins to close out in prayer.
Let us bow. Lord, we thanks Brother Goshen for another portion of his word and teaching us the ways that we're supposed to live and teaching us to come together in peace with love and harmony in your word. We thankful for everyone to sharing what we learn and study in your word. But this is my prayer. Amen.
Amen.